Okay, so now making a small and brief summary of these past days, we've been seeing what is innovation, entrepreneurship, we've seen business models, intellectual property, technology transfer, but now we are going to see who's making this process inside universities. This is a crucial part. And I know that you launch now these kind of projects inside the university, and they're going to be crucial for the future. Okay? So, first of all, I called it Innovation Center. And I'm going to tell you why, to have the same background, forgot the word, come on. Same shared background of obviousness, okay? When you have inside the university labs, you build something. You can have engineering labs. You can have microbiology labs. So these labs, they are invention labs, okay? You create something inside these labs. Now, how you can turn that invention to an innovation? This is the process. So that's why I call them innovation centers. Some places they call it business incubation. Some places they call it technology transfer offices, and so on. But for the purposes of this project, we're going to call it innovation centers. Okay? So now, okay, sorry. You. How I turn it up?
No, you
Let's
should
turn it.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay, because in that it's working. Okay. Yes.
Actually, you need the remote control to
Yeah.
change the input.
Thank you very much. So, basically you have three main stages for this process, okay? The first one is all the legal, boring part. That is crucial and is very important. In this part, you need to have at least two components. One of them is the legal framework, and the other part is the innovation policies for the university. Now, let me put you here an example. Okay. This is how it looks, an innovation policy for a university. And why? Okay? If you create something inside the university, how you are going to arrange with the university, how much you are going to get paid, or how you're going to make sure that both parts you and the university, they have legal certainty, okay? We can start for the definitions. Who is going to be the personnel involved in this case? Who is going to be the owner of the intellectual property? In the case of professors, probably in the contract says who's going to have the intellectual property. Yes. But then now what happened with students and with the research that the students are making? Now, probably in this legal contract, labor contract, doesn't says how much you are going to get paid in royalties. So that is where the things start to complicate. The scope of the policy, if only going to be for professors, how about if an administrative person has one idea, he will be involved in this process, yes or no? In the case of students, if you're a master's degree, if you're a PhD, if you're a bachelor, if it includes every single one that is participating in the university. This is very important. So from the beginning you can say, you know what? This is going to be a general scope, so we'll cover bachelor, master, PhD, administrative staff, professors, researchers, every single one. Then comes the interesting part. How you're going to license these inventions, and the commercialization of these technologies. Okay? Here you can also put, in many universities or research centers that covers mostly 80% of the academia, they prevail, or they're suggesting the professors, their students, if they have very good idea, and if it's in the policy of this university to continue this process from idea to innovation, to keep it as a trade secret. You know what is a trade secret? No? So? Okay. You have two types of protection for inventions. One is a patent, the other one is a trade secret. Trade secret is to maintain secrecy of all your process or products that you have. Okay? Very important. What a patent makes is, the government says, you publish all your knowledge in a document and I will protect you for 20 years. For these 20 years, no one can replicate, use, or create something identical from what you have. So that means that you are protected. The government is protecting you. Now, the trade secret, no one protects you. You are the only one who can protect yourself to spread the knowledge of your invention. So now, it starts to get it a little bit more complicated. One question. Do you think that a phone and all the buttons inside the phone, can I keep it as a trade secret? Yes or no? No. Why? Because everybody, an engineer, can dismantle the phone, can see the components, and replicate. Okay? So now, for engineering, for IT is very hard to maintain trade secret. But now, let me tell you another example. Plastics. You know what is a bioplastic?
Yeah.
Okay? It, with the time or certain conditions, the plastic fractures in tiny pieces that basically disappears. If you create a bioplastic from a bacteria, okay, you have the product of the bioplastic. Do you think that someone can take the product and get the information all the way to the bacteria? Yes or no? No. So you can keep it as a trade secret. Okay, simple. And you have more than 20 years of protection. That is very important. So all this example has to be in your innovation policy. Very simple. This is very important. Now, I'm sorry because I can see that there are some problems, probably because the change of the word makes some words that they guys stick together. Okay, now, the commercialization process. You have a very good idea. You don't have money. So you go to your university and you tell them, you know what? I got an incredible idea and I make already a prototype. Are you interested? And the university says yes. Now, if there's not a very strong infrastructure from your part in the university, you will be willing to sign a document that says that all the rights, they will be managed by the university or any other company. This is a question. You will feel comfortable? No. So you need legal certainty that, I mean, not only for you, for the university, but because what happens if you tell the university, it's my idea and it's not your idea, and you're stealing it. And the university transferred this technology, and suddenly the university get a sue from a third party that is the real owner of this invention or innovation. So you can see that it's even more complicated. If we continue talking about this, it's getting complicated, but very interesting. Because I know that this is your future. Now, when you're talking about technology transfer, obviously you are talking about that your innovation will go to the industry. Okay? But what happens if the industry sells your innovation and you don't get money from this sale?
You can sue them.
But whom? You or the university?
As a university should.
Depends who is the IP owner, probably.
Or the people who is managing the IP. So that goes to the innovation policies again. So you can see there is certain steps that you need to follow. Okay, I will continue. Here you can see intellectual property license. You can see the intellectual property is the angular stone of technology transfer. What you really transfer is not the invention, but the rights of that invention. That is very important, that you understand this concept. But what happens if your invention cannot be patented? What happened in that case? What do you think that can happen?
If it's will steal your idea.
Well, it's public, so.
It could be, but
You make
That-
your own startup, maybe start producing it for your own.
it could be one of the solutions. But that doesn't mean that doesn't have value. Okay? You know 3D printers? Most of the knowledge in 3D printers is open innovation. It doesn't have any kind of patents.
Open source.
So that doesn't mean that doesn't have value.
But there is another politics who made this idea. It depends how you would like to develop and create it.
How, I'm sorry, how would you?
Who the idea of 3D printed open because they have another different politics of creating and develop their project, because when it's open, the main director, he knows that, always knows that it was his idea, but it's not for patent because he made his presentation in public and all of people know that its idea is his. And if it's opening, there is another politics you can do.
Exactly. And you can, for example, here at the university, you can say, you know what? Our policy is going to be open innovation policy.
Yeah, but in our country, it should be developed because it's not working very well.
No. I mean, again, being there, don't tell me in my country it doesn't happen like that.
But yeah, I understand you. But
No.
Georgia
No. It's like me saying, oh, the one in Mexico.
I have experience working in ministry on the youth policy document, and one of my ideas and another ideas from our team, the ministry took it and make youth ambassadors now. But it was like private, with our names, with our word at night, but it's not protected by such a policy or something. There is a
So that means that it was a very good idea.
yeah, I got it for them because it made me sure that my ideas and my views are very private.
I mean, that means that it was a very good. Look, when you have to worry if somebody steals your idea, you have to worry when you don't have brains to create a second idea,
Yeah.
a third idea. That is when you start worrying and say, oh my God, I mean, I only have one idea in my life and they steal it.
No, it's
Yeah, actually,
no,
I
I
think
don't worry about because I have ideas generation and
you have to worry when you are not trying to do it to to make your idea real, to take your idea into real life for yourself. I think that's the most important thing. Just like people stealing ideas, I think it's not that common because people don't want to make things happen, so they don't care. They hear something and just don't care.
Yeah, I mean, when you conceptualizing an idea, you know what is the background.
Yeah.
Someone steal it,
Yes.
I mean,
They're starting from the scratch. They just heard something and don't understand what.
99% of the time they will fail
Yes.
because they don't know the background.
yeah,
So
I understand it.
don't
No,
worry
I
about
agree
that.
with you.
Don't, please, I mean, don't worry about it. Yeah, I mean, if he's a genius, I mean, you're done.
And if it's a ministry?
Oh yeah, well, in that case,
Or
it's a little bit more
Nazi
complicated.
Germany and Russia or US.
But
Well,
well,
sometimes it means some people they don't know how to develop this project that they are schooling, and sometimes they writing the ideas providing like me and such another our group.
yeah, I mean, you never know. But well, now, if I create this huge, big idea,
Yes.
how much am I going to pay? Because the university is taking the risk. They're putting all the money, all the resources, Now, how much I'm going to get paid? Okay? Because I mean, this is a win-win situation. This is an interaction. Now, for example, just put you one example. From 1 lari to 99.999 lari, you can get 70%. I mean, I'm sorry, 30%.
Yes.
And the university gets 70%. But what happens if the amount of money for the incomes start rising? So then, it's going backwards. For 100,000 lari to 499,999, now we're equal, 50-50. So that means the university is getting 200,000 lari, I mean 250,000 lari, and the researcher is getting 250,000. And what happens to start, continue increasing? So now, for 500,000 laris and more, the professor of the researcher, he can get 70%, and the university 30%. Why is this? Now, let me back to the presentation. Because of this. One of the biggest problems right now in academia is about how to create the perfect or the best incentives, not only for professors, but for students to accomplish innovation. Okay? Why? I'm not saying that in Georgia happens this. I mean, it's something that happens in the rest of the world. But mainly, in a lot of professors, researchers, they are in a comfort zone. The students, they are in a comfort zone. You know what? If I create this company, I will suffer a lot. I will have a lot of pain.
Yes.
I will work a lot. So for me, it's going to be better finish my university and get a work in the government and spend 20 years there. I mean, it sounds as a good plan, but if you're really interested in the development of your country, this is one of the best contributions that you can make. This is an example for future generations to continue growing the country. So it's up to you. Remember my first presentation? Blue pill, red pill. This is your call. This is your decision. If I'm going out of the comfort zone, or if I stay in the comfort zone and do nothing, creates more problems in the future. Okay? This is very important. This is what we call the industrial factor for professors or researchers. That also impacts the students. This is how it's known. Okay? And it's based in innovation projects. This is crucial. This is very, very important. Now, this is the comfort zone. No one wants to go out of the comfort zone. If you want to go to work and you are in your couch watching one of the best movies, you don't want to get up and do something. I'm not telling you that it's that painful, but it's not that easy. Okay? Now, all this information that I provide you, you can see that now we have two kinds of academia. Academia A and Academia B. You can call it differently. A is education, and that is not going to change even in 100,000 years. I mean, probably the process of education, it will change. But, I mean, the whole concept could be a little tweaks and everything, but it's going to be there. But what about Academia B? Innovation, entrepreneurship, technology transfer. Now, for example, if I ask you, how many of you would you like to participate in this whole process in the university? Raise your hand. Amazing. Very good. So that means that now you have all the potential to do it. Very good. Okay. Now let me back here. Now, oh, this is a very good one. Resolution of conflicts. Okay. You create a company and the university is running the company. I mean, a process of technology transfer, innovation process. And you have a conflict with that. What will happen? In this policy, you need to say, you know what? It will not affect any kind of conflict. I'm not saying that it's going to be a fight. It could be that, oh, you know what? I mean, I want it red. And the university can say, you know what? I want it blue. Because my logo is blue. And I want, the product to be blue. And you have a conflict. That doesn't mean that that is a fight. It's a conflict. This policy, you need to put that. How you are going to manage these situations. Okay? Now, spin-outs. You know the difference between a spin-out and a startup, isn't it? No? So startup is a company, a small company that, it's got all the basics. Just only the basics. The idea that they're starting to modulate the business model, start creating everything. And a spin-out is, you have an idea from inside the university, you take them out, but the university is part of the business too. Okay? So you are partners. In that case, the resolution of conflicts is even more important. Okay? Now, general provisions for distribution from spin-outs. You will see who is going to receive the money. The Innovation Center, the administration of the university. Who is going to make the payments? The Innovation Center, the administrative department of the university?
Administrative department of the university.
It depends on the policy.
It depends on the policy.
Yeah, okay.
Because we will see that in a few moments. Let me go back. Now, the process of empowerment in institutions regarding innovation give your employees voice. This is very important because the university will give that empowerment to the Innovation Center to run all the process. Even the payments the incomes from royalties or the payments to professors or researchers. They can do it with the help of the administrative department, but who is managing the intellectual property is the innovation center. You can decide, but this is something that you need to talk and to think about. Okay? Now, when you're talking about the employees, when you're hiring someone, you need to hire also the idea. Okay? Because probably the employee has a very good idea. And you're not only hiring the person, but the idea and the knowledge. This is very important. Okay? Okay. Now, we talk about this, how the intellectual property has to be managed correctly. All the legal documents, the license has to be very good established, very well organized. The intellectual property due diligence, that I have an example for you here. Okay. Even this, you can start feeling this if you have one idea. You can see. For example, who is involved in this? Who is participating? And someone tells, you know what? This person was helping us. He got the idea, but now he's not with us. Question, do you think that he needs to be in the intellectual property rights? Yes or not?
It depends on signing policy we talked when we left project or something like this.
In that case, look at this. Intellectual property you cannot choose if you have it or not. Okay? Let me put you an example. If I paint something, then I can say, no, I didn't do it. No. I cannot say that. From the moment that I finished that painting, I have the rights. In intellectual property has two fields: copyright and industrial property. Copyrights, at the moment that you finish your work around the world, you're protected. In the case of an industrial property, you need to register. And industrial property has two fields: innovation and designs. Designs are trademarks and so on. But well, so even if this person participates with the idea, they have to be in the intellectual property. Even if it's a small percentage, but they have to be. Now they're going to sign you an agreement that is going to say, you know what? I'm giving you all my rights. That's it. You don't have any problem. Okay? What else? Another example. Okay. How was the work funded, and was there any additional support? If it's funded by the university, what do you think that will happen with the intellectual property? Exactly. Very simple. But if it's a project that you got funded by, I don't know, USA, what will happen then? but it was developed in the installations of the university. To whom belong the intellectual property?
It depends actually.
It depends, because probably in the fund, they can tell you, you know what? Expressly, they say, I'm not going to take part in any intellectual property rights. So that means they leave two parties, the university and you.
What happens when you work with a university and you get this sponsorship?
It belongs to the university.
I think it's very good.
Yeah. If you're a
If you have
sponsor,
an investment,
Our university has a
Oh, okay.
but
that's an investment,
okay,
and you're doing the work with the university.
okay. So now here you need to decide it. Mostly it's 50-50. Mostly and all the times.
So is it like, do they negotiate about it, or do they have the policy about it?
Policy. Yeah. It's always better to have the policy than to negotiate. So in that case, you can say, okay, if I get an investor or if I get funded from outside, we can negotiate how much work I did. I mean, in the policy, you can put it 50-50. Or you can say, we can negotiate it. It could be both ways. But always my recommendation is not enter in a conflict of interest, very clear in the policy to establish this. Okay? Now, well, let's finish with this. Let's finish with this. And now,
methods for the
okay.
Sorry, I have a question.
Yes.
All these documents, are they available online as a template or
No, this is something that I made. This is something that I made.
would you share that with us? Or?
Yes, of course. But only first time we are going to provide with all the documents to the university. So you will have
We would appreciate that.
you will have all the documents to work with. Remember, I mean, for you, obviously, Eka, you know this. This project is one of the, not one, the main reason of this project is to generate all the information for universities so they can create their own innovation centers. Why? If you build these innovation centers in the universities, you will have the structure to support innovation in Georgia. So, believe it or not, but you're being part of a very important project. So now, this I create this for the agency, but it will be exactly the same for you. What happens if you say, I got something very interesting? So you will go with your innovation center, and the first step will be this. You will fill something like this. The name of this document is Declaration of Invention. Okay? This is the first step. From there, everything starts. So you will put here the science field, if it's agriculture, ICT, biotech, engineering, so on.
But also you can connect it with all of them.
Yeah, I mean, if it's bioengineering, for example,
For
bioagriculture,
example, my one of covered that organization to all of this connect in another.
Exactly. So, and you will have this. Now, if it's a product, a process, or a service, it could be three. I mean, it could be a combination of a process with a service and so on. If it's now a proof of concept, prototype, and you will see this process. The environmental impact. What happens if you have a very good technology that you need to burn tires? You know, a tire for a car?
Ecological impact, you mean that?
Your innovation is suffered immediately. Okay? If has some scientific impact, technological impact, has some distinctions and awards. Okay? Now, back to this. Now, after all this, now you have your innovation center. Brand new, shiny innovation center. And now you have to create the metrics and the agenda for this innovation. How many startups I want? How many spin-outs? How many people I want to attend per year, per month, per week? You need to create all the metrics for the innovation. And that only you know and only you can decide. Okay? Another is, you need to put these incentives. But there's something that we call perversive incentives. If you say, an incentive, for example, this is real. Incentive is, if you make a patent, I will increase your salary 10%. What is going to happen? Everybody will try to patent something. This is not right. This is what we call perverse incentive. We don't want that. So you need to be, in your mind that it could happen. Royalties too. What happens if a professor leaves all the classes or is not attending to the classes because he's making a lot of money? What happened then? In some cases it's good. And I will put
For professors.
For professors and also, it could be also for students. I'm not saying no.
If the professor is making good money, that means he's doing his work really good, right?
Could be, yeah.
That means he's a really good professor. He's really good at his work.
It could be. It could be. It could be. You have Academia A and Academia B. So now, in the policies, you can say, you know what? This professor has a very good project. You know what? For 1 year, we're going to let him, with his salary, work in this project. But it has to be in consent, has to be very well structured, and who is going to be the supplement of this? So you can do it. You can do it, but very well organized. Okay? Okay. Well, as I promised, I finished this part. Now, I will put you an example that we will see. Now, all of us are going to participate in how to create a business model. Okay? Now, let me use one idea. I want to create a reward system for companies in Georgia. Okay? Let's start thinking about this. You can see in all the American channels, European channels, all the restaurants, all the dealerships, they have reward systems.
Loyalty program, yes?
Loyalty programs, they're different. Loyalty programs and reward systems. So there are two. Now, come up with an idea. And then we're going to conceptualize the idea, and then we're going to make the business model. Okay? Come up with ideas. We don't have a magic pen, a marker? No? Okay. So, what do you think? What would you like as a consumer to have as a reward? Over there? Ideas? No?
Okay, sorry, we just make something abstract.
Thank you very much. Yes, I mean,
First, you should create a special web page, a special program where they will get very easy to contact with each other and share their
okay.
products.
So now we have a website.
Yes, of course, it's
Okay. Now,
not website, a special program which will help the companies and also the government contact with each other and very quickly transform the documents and something so share with each other their office.
no, documents, no, I mean, I'm talking about this. You're going to a restaurant, and you're going 10 times to a restaurant,
Okay.
okay?
So, for example, I think that the first step must be some kind of database
Database, okay.
that you should collect data. How many people? So, in order to identify who comes to the restaurant 10 times, at least.
Recurrent visits.
Am I making it too complicated for you? Probably if you have one idea, then we can modulate the business model.
Okay, if somebody comes to your restaurant 10 times, you give him the 11th meal for free, for example, or something.
Exactly.
Like that.
Exactly. So now, I mean, that is only going to work for one restaurant, okay?
Yes.
How to create a network reward system bigger than that.
Allow each company to create its own profile with advanced settings for their own restaurants, for example. So visitors of each restaurant can take personalized.
Okay, I think this idea is a little bit complicated, but let's change the subject. Do you know that there are a lot of companies who are selling mobiles? You're going to open a new store and create a new business model. What would you like to have for a company if you are having a mobile?
No, I'm sorry, I have another lecture and I must go. Sorry.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Later I will contact with you and we will do this by mail.
Okay, okay. So, very simple model, business. Everybody goes to a mobile company. How you can came up with something new?
In case of mobile store,
Yes, mobile store.
like make some, I don't know, happy hours or maybe some sales, special sales for some periods of times, I don't know. Like some classic things.
But that is not innovation.
Yes, that's not.
That is not innovation. Something new.
For example, this application will scan your Facebook feed.
I'm sorry?
Facebook feed. It will scan your Facebook feed and depending on your last posts or something like this, combine some card for your context ads, something like this.
Okay, but are you sure that will help you to sell more phones?
Yeah, maybe I will better understand preferences of each user.
Okay, so, Anna, to facilitate the exchange of contacts, but that exists. You can download it and you can change it easily. Think more. What would you like to have from a mobile company?
I don't know, maybe some vouchers for free applications or free games or something like that.
Discounts
But
on the
you're not
products.
thinking outside the box because that is something very usual. Remember that the example that I put you with the clipper, the clip paper.
Yes.
I'm telling you what you can do with a clip paper,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not telling you the shape, the materials. So you need to think outside the box.
Okay. Well,
Something new. Something that you haven't heard about that. Something different. Who hasn't buy a mobile from a mobile company? Raise your hand. Who bought a mobile from a mobile company? You go to GeoCell, MACD.
Nobody probably.
Really?
Yeah, because it doesn't work in Georgia.
It's work.
They don't. They
It
don't work
works.
that way. Yeah. They
Oh, I know.
started,
In
but
Zoom,
they don't work.
for example, Zoom.
It works. You work on that.
You work in Joseph.
I mean, you just launched that project like a year or two or so.
No, no.
Oh,
Actually, yes. You mean the program when you are offered free
Free phone.
bundles?
no. Oh, for example, Zoomer. Zoomer, there's a...
No, wait, I'm
yeah,
going to
sure.
explain that. In United States, for example, you don't buy a phone. You buy a contract, they give you a free phone package. Like, that's what you're talking about.
No. I mean, like Zoom. Zoomer, Zoom?
Yeah, it's
Zoomer.
mobile store.
Yeah,
It's
you go and buy your mobile.
Yeah.
Either you can have MACD or it's because in Mexico, if you want to buy a mobile, you go to the company of the mobile. So in Zoomer, you're going to buy a phone in Zoomer. What would you like this company to offer you?
Cheeseburger for each purchase.
This always. So now you have an objective. So less money, but that doesn't mean a discount. Okay? So now you have one priority. What else? More what?
Or discount. False. Okay, maybe some kind of present for buying a mobile phone.
Okay.
You get the headphones for free.
Okay. Same direction,
Yes, but maybe a little bit.
because you are thinking that the whole set costs you less because they give you the earbuds.
Yeah.
Okay? So it's in the same concept. Very good, very good. So now,
Also important design.
I mean, excuse me?
Okay, maybe
Also important design. How it's look like.
some customized content I saw. Maybe if you buy the phone right in that store, you can have a badge on your phone or something written there, your name, for example, or your, I don't know, the photo
Now-
of yourself on the back of the phone.
Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Okay, that is something that you have a machine and you can write
Yes.
your name in the back of the phone.
Yes.
Okay, I like that. What else? Think about this.
Some lottery.
Lottery?
Yeah. It's some, maybe if you buy a phone, you can participate in some kind of lottery. Phone companies usually use that.
But, I mean, how many people do you know has won something in a lottery?
Actually, I know one. Really. I know one person.
And you know thousands of people?
No, no.
I mean, if you think
But
about like
they're
that,
still popular, I think so. Not so much popular as they were, but still. But yeah, okay,
it's
not
still not something new.
Yeah, yeah, it's not new.
You're gonna come up with another idea? Probably could be your future business. Why
Yeah.
not?
Yes.
Also, it's important innovation programs.
Yes, of course. I mean, like what? Have you seen, for example, I'm thinking about this.
I have a second. Well, this phone, Galaxy S4, it has lots of features which they sold work like really well, like reading without scrolling and stuff.
Okay.
Well, lots of features like that. And they made really good marketing to those features, and everybody bought this phone because it had these unique features, but none of these features actually work. So you can make features which like don't really work good, and they're innovative, and make really good marketing to them, and then sell your product.
Okay.
But
I mean,
it's not about the price, right?
oh, very good. It doesn't matter because it's even better for the company because you are not reducing the prices. Okay. You know the company Nike.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
You know that now you can design your shoes.
Yes. Oh, it's old feature. I
I
see.
know.
Custom Nike, yes.
Custom Nike.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, it's the trend because now it's in internet
Yeah.
and you can
Yeah.
change it. Before, you need to go to the store
Yeah.
Yes.
and make it in the store.
Mhm.
But now you can make it online. You can buy it in a fully customized mobile.
Yeah, you can do that to the Converse.
In conversions, yes, of course. You can change all the configuration, the colors, everything.
Fully customized mobile, what do you mean in this case? Just like the visual design?
Yeah,
Or
of
maybe
course.
No, it's for example, there is Google Project ARA. You can change every part of your mobile. It's like a puzzle on the motherboard, and you can change slide all the things. You can put another battery, another processor in it.
Oh yeah, that is. It could be. I mean, now you are thinking, because now you have full customized outside, and now you have full customized inside. So now you can, for example, remember, I mean, these computers. You can go and say, you know what? I want it red with 512 RAM,
yeah.
and I want it with this keyboard, and I want it with this screen, and with this mouse.
Mhm.
Why not to do that with a mobile?
Yes.
So now, we have the business, we have the idea, the market. Which one is going to be your market?
In case of customizable, you mean that?
Yeah.
If we take the customizable solution, I think the teenagers, maybe some
Geeks.
people starting from yeah, some geeks, technology geeks.
Okay.
Also clients and all such things.
So now, girls, you would like to have a full customized mobile? Yes or no?
Girls would like.
Now, for example, an iPhone, you know that that is golden.
I know, I know.
So now, why don't make it? I mean,
Platinum.
exactly. Why not? Big. Blue.
Yeah, actually they made it with, I think, iPhone
5.
C.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I know.
they added this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think actually this new iPhones and stuff, it's making the brand value cheaper.
It could be. It could be.
Yeah.
Could be. Now, or also, you have seen this painted in water, that transferred by water
Yeah.
products,
Yes, my phone.
your phone.
Yeah.
So now you have the whole line to fully customize phone. Now the market, how much more is going to cost me to fully customize my phone? Outside, inside, it could be, I mean, probably you can buy a $10,000 mobile.
Yeah.
Probably, I mean, if you put the best of all of them, it will cost you $10,000.
Yeah. If you customize the panels, they're really cheap. Like if it's visual customization.
Why not? You like the idea?
Yeah.
It's open. Okay. This is how you build a business model. The market. So now, you have, it could be that very cheap phones, you can fully customize and make a profit with this process. So now you are making more money. Okay? But for example, an iPhone, if you want to fully customize, it will cost you a lot of money. So now, get back to the business model. What is going to be? Price or volume? I want a lot of clients, or very small clients, but very expensive.
It actually depends on the business. For example, if you take sport cars,
Okay?
they produce, I don't know, maybe 15, 20 cars a year, some of them, like Aston Martin and high class. I think they're pretty happy with that model because they're very luxurious and the price is very high.
But now,
Who do you think is who is winner model? Who is who likes it?
So I think people, no, this, but the moment there is that actually all these cars, these brands, they belong to big concerns of cars, like Fiat or
Yeah.
I don't know, Mercedes.
Daimler Chrysler.
Yeah,
But now, okay, so you want better value, I mean price over volume. Less sales, but expensive sales.
no, I think statistics will show that
Less.
no, like more sales, that like deduction of price may be better for the company. And I think that statistics will show that the companies who produce a lot popular products, they are making more money than the companies who produce expensive.
I'm gonna translate it.
Okay, very good, yes, of course. So, you will wait, you are going to open it. And you are, I'm sorry, you are going to wait until the sales tells you. But what about the price? You need to put a price at the beginning.
Should be cheap.
თქვენ დაავადებით სანამ არ გაგიგოები გეტყვიან ფაქტობას, მაგრამ ფასი ხომ შეთანხმდეთ. როგორ დაადგენთ ფასი?
Okay, so
It should be affordable at the beginning.
affordable. What it means affordable. I know that is a lot of questions, but this is the real process
Yes.
of building
In my opinion, it depends what kind of product you're trying to make. Like,
No,
for
I-
example, if you're trying to make a product like Apple, then the price is higher.
So we are selling cases, yes, in
And
this
value.
case, or it's another case. I'm just trying to.
no, is, for example, is from the, instead of being black
Yeah,
here,
it should be pink.
Exactly.
And we are selling this.
And then, I mean, the back part, then with your name, or this printed with water, I mean, transferred with water. I mean, the whole concept. I know that this is going to be very expensive. But the back part is going to be easy.
Yes.
So,
So maybe you put a color on it, you place in a store, make you can make a little small analysis about the price, and after analyzing it, you start selling it, and you see.
Exactly. You make an analysis. Now, my idea, what I will do in that case. Tell them, will depend how much customized you want your phone. Create 5 packages. Package 1, only the back part. Package 2, front and back. 3, names completely. 5,
Prints.
inside, outside. Okay? So you don't know, now you don't only have one product, you have 5 products. You don't have to worry about the market and the stance of the market. You have a product for each of the segments of the market. Okay. Now, questions? No? Okay. The last part, brand. Brand. Your brand always, think about this, always has to be the best. In design, how it sounds, how it works, always be the best. And for example, always think about this. If you like a word, probably the next person or the person next to you, they won't like that word. Even if you want to make something unique, probably for the brand, you need to use something very common but with style. So that is how you create and how you conceptualize a business model. Okay, now, any questions, suggestions? No? You understand everything? I like that.
About properties and licensing for the university and your business, intellectual property, what about the GPL, meter, something like these licenses?
GPL?
General public license, you know, open source licenses, Creative Commons license, etc., etc. Is it possible for me, like inventor of this some project, while I'm studying or working in university, to put such license, open source license on my product?
Yes, of course. I mean, you can tell the university, look, this is something very usual that you will see in a lot of products. When you're medicine, then you go in the back part and says developed by Stanford University. Okay? You have your products. You make a open license. But in the conditions of this license, the copyright, well, it's not the copyright. I mean, the conditions of the license, you can say developed by Indian University, copyright 2014, and then your name, the name of the developers of this app or website or something like that. So yeah, of course. And basically, I mean, it's not inside academia, this world of innovation is not about making money. I want to make myself very clear. It's not about making money. It's to have more resources, more money for education and research.
უნივერსიტეტის მოგებასთან არის კავშირში, უშუალოდ კავშირში რეინვესტიციასთან, რომ მეტი გამოკვლევები გააკეთონ და research
Education.
და განათლება რო
One of the main conditions that you need to look if it's working or not is you create a product, you license this product, you get money, your group is going to get money, so with that money, you're going to create two products. Make myself clear. Create a product, you license this product, you're going to get money back, then you're going to make two. Then you're going to license these two, and then you're going to create four. Why? Because your team, you will have money to hire people, to grow as a team, to get strong.
Yes, it's like funding. It's like when you are trying to get the funding for your startup. It's sometimes it's just permanent. For some companies, it's permanent funding. They're taking money to develop and doing all this process until they can produce some commercial product.
Now, why not in the future you can invest in another companies and another startups?
Yes.
So this is a pyramid.
I have a question. Do universities have the practice of working as venture funds or some investors? Do universities invest?
Very few, and only the biggest in the world. Only the biggest in the world. And I know, for example, in UK, Oxford, Cambridge, they have their own fund. You know Herman Hauser.
Yes.
Herman Hauser is the one who builds all the microchips for the mobiles. Okay, he created a fund, billions of pounds for innovation. But they have this kind of funds. Okay. Question?
No.
Okay. So that's it. Thank you very much. We finished early this time because the first part that was faster. I wanted to Eka and the professors to hear this part. But we finished early today.
I made the forum at the Google Drive, and I can share it on the website so they can register and do it someday outside.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
ესე იგი, არ მოკლედ ეს გავაკეთე Google Drive-ზე გავაკეთე დოკუმენტი და ჩვენთან Facebook-ზე და ჯიტას Facebook-ზე დავაკეთე ყველას. შეგიძლიათ ნახოთ და ჩაწეროთ თქვენი ინფორმაცია, ჩვენ გამოვგზავნით მეილზე ყველას ეჭვია ინფორმაციას და ყველა პროცესს რაც იქ გავიარეთ. ეხლა დავაშერეთ.
You know that my presentations
Yes.
You can search it by my name,
Okay.
and they're public. This is for press.
What do you call
Idea to innovation. Thank you very much. See you next Friday.